there's this kind of correlation between people who are viewed as attractive and then usually people perceive those people to be other people perceive those people to be more socially adept and basically more extroverted. Now, the thing is with me is that I'm an introvert through and through, and part of that is because I grew up that way, and I wasn't always the person that you see before you. You know, I was very overweight most of my life, and I grew up, and I was used to being isolated and feeling alone. And I know it didn't have to be that way. I know that there are some missteps that I took. I take responsibility for most of the bad things that happened. Of course, there are some things that weren't my fault, but overall, I think it's important to acknowledge the things that we could have done better. But one thing that continues to be a challenge for me is that I like to be alone. I like to work alone. I like to build alone. When I choose to be social, and this confuses people, because when I choose to be social, I am so outgoing, so like, what's the word for it? Not ambivalent. That I don't even know if that's right in this context, or like, is the right use? I'm just so amicable, so happy, so I enjoy everything so much, and I'm just so bright and cheery, and you know, everyone likes to be around me. But that's not, I have a social battery. I can't just be that all the time, because that's not me. And I've tried to force it, and I've tried, yeah, I like to be alone most of the time. I don't always want to be alone, but I have almost this guilt for wanting to be alone 95% of the time, because then whenever I do introduce myself back into the world of, you know, people, it's like, oh, this is what I've been missing out on, and this is these people all wish I was like this all the time. But we have to look out for ourselves, you know. We can't just always be. I can't always be on for others. So it is very, very arduous for me to try to upkeep this, you know, I don't know if part of it is because I need to just start being more genuine in social situations. Probably. Everything's gray. Nothing is completely, everything has facets and layers to it, so I can't just paint with a brush and say that, oh, I hate, you know, or 95% of the time I would rather be alone. There's so much nuance to it, you know, but overall, I like to be alone. Most of the time. It's like, when I choose to be lonely, I want to be lonely. And then, of course, you know, that does become a cycle of like, you know, right, well, so you're alone most of the time. And then at one point you do get lonely, and you look around and it's like, I want to hang out with someone. Why is there no one around me? Well, it's your fault. And I take responsibility for that, because most of the time I'm not building these social connections. And the weird thing is too, is that there are a multitude of people that I could talk to way more. There are some unique people that I've built a relationship with over years and years that I can talk to at any given point and just be comfortable, and always be comfortable around them, and just enjoy their company and not feel any level of social pressure when I'm hanging out with them. So that's great. But that's not the case 85% of the time. So that's how I feel. Let me know what you think, and subscribe, because Yeah.